So I want to talk about my favorite book of 2024. It's not going to be a book that most people would probably pick for their favorite, but I absolutely loved it. It is a horror book that is also a love story, and that is Someone You Can Build a Nest In. I briefly saw some things in like spring of last year, immediately put it on hold for Libby to listen to the book. It ended up coming off hold in June just in time for Pride Month because it is definitely a sapphic love story. It is horror, but I fell in love with the love story part of it. I don't look at it like a typical horror book to me, in my opinion, just because I feel like the horrific things that happen were necessary. They were a necessary evil. But if you are squeamish at all, it's not going to be a book for you. There is definitely body horror. Shasheshan, who is our main character, and she is the monster of the part of the monster love story part of this. She is a shapeshifter who literally uses human body parts to make herself look human. But the biggest part that I liked was the love story. So we are following Shasheshan and her story of realizing that she has come to an age where she kind of wants to have a family. And she is looking at how to have a family kind of through what I would say rose-colored lenses of childhood. Because when we're younger, I feel like we all kind of look at how things are with our parents, with our siblings, in a different way to when we're older. We see things were not exactly the way that we thought they were. And so she looks at having a family in a very specific way, building a nest in someone. And when she finds the other half, or the other person who is part of this love story, which is Hamali, her feelings about this change a little bit. Because she can't imagine doing the things that she would need to do to this human to have this family. We also are following Hamali, who has been very mistreated by her family, and she is trying to get back in her family's good graces by hunting this monster that they think is terrorizing the villages. So she's hunting Shasheshan. She doesn't know this because when she finds Shasheshan injured and helps her, she is in human form. So it is very good. I think that it's also kind of a thriller a little bit, because while we do follow them discovering how much they have in common and how their love is very different than what Hamali has experienced before, and Shasheshan is changing her views on how she can be with this human, we also come to a twist that kind of puts together a lot of pieces that you didn't know were missing. And then the ending is just absolutely beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. I highly recommend, if you do read this, if you are okay with some gore in this beautiful love story, that you listen to it, because Shasheshan's personality is very unique. She looks at everything very logically. When she's doing some of these horrible things, she's basically doing things to survive. And so the narrator does a very good job at bringing out this unique personality. And just the way that she's reading the story, you're completely immersed into Shasheshan's point of view. And it's just beautifully done. Read it if you like weird books. Read it if you are a fan of cozy horror. It is just such a unique book, and it still lives in my brain. If anybody is going to read it this year and they want to buddy read, I will 100% buddy read this again and again and again and again. Yes. Favorite book of 2024? Someone you can build a nest in.